YouTube changed my life and I am so grateful. In this video, I am going to talk to you about how YouTube changed my life and why I am so grateful. I am a domestic abuse survivor and I didn't know I was in an abusive situation. I didn't know growing up that I was being emotionally abused. I didn't know that there is domestic violence. I didn't know that I could be free again. I didn't know that YouTube can actually change your life. I am here because YouTube changed my life. I was in a financially abusive situation. I didn't know where my next, well, I shouldn't say meal, but like I didn't have an outlook to life. I thought my life was going to end or was near the end because everything was just dark and grim. There was no plan for what was going to happen or what I was going to achieve or what I was going to amount to. I had nothing to show for it. And I wondered why. I am a person who is optimistic, but I found myself pessimistic all of a sudden. And I'm like, what's happened to me? So, with that said, YouTube changed my life by educating me about narcissism. Had I not pursued knowledge, education about what narcissism is, I won't be here. I would not be here. So that's why I am grateful, YouTube. I am grateful for the YouTube community. I am so grateful for all the creators that have come out and raised awareness and taught taught me. When I first heard about narcissism, the light bulb just came on. I was like, what? This is what I've been going through. Now, the shock of trying to reconcile what you've had and the person before you and what they've sold you. It takes a while for the two to merge and then you come out with a decision to wrap your head around what narcissism is. So I've come full circle. As a kid, my right after YouTube taught me about narcissism, I can now look back into my life and see how narcissism has impacted my life. Oh well, it doesn't just impact you once. So if you're watching this video and you're like, oh no, it's never happened to me, what is even that? Take your time to learn about narcissism. You'll start recognizing patterns because it's a cycle, it's an abusive cycle. And it's even more painful if it's a parent who's got that personality disorder. And if you find yourself in a love relationship, because then you are trapped, but not forever. You can always set yourself free. So now, after I learned about narcissism, I was able to make decisions to set myself free. Because then I realized that a person with narcissistic personality disorder is not going to change. They will just get worse. They then they haven't got empathy like some of us. We feel for others, and we've got other people's interests at heart. Like, oh, if somebody's struggling, you want to help them. But not with a narcissist. They actually want all the attention to be on them. So you don't exist. So narcissism set me free. I was able to manage my relationship with my mother. I was able to manage my relationships with my siblings. I was able to manage my love relationship. I thought it was love. By the way, narcissists don't love you. So at first, I felt sorry for them that they had to put up an act, which is love bombing, in order for them to be with me. But then at the same time, they were being mean, they were being cruel to me. And then they didn't think about me, but I thought about them. So I am just so grateful. I'll mention a few of the therapists, doctors, some other men and women who've gone through abuse and have decided to come and use this platform to talk about it, so that a person like me who thought their life was coming to an end, who didn't have a positive outlook on life anymore, and to be able to come out and be even able to speak to you, because I couldn't string a sentence together. I mean, I had gotten to a point where if somebody said, "What's your name?" I'll be like, I have to think. I'm like, my name? Yeah, your name. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, and then I'll speak. So because I was in survival mode, now my my brain was just like focusing on us breathing and nothing else. So to stop and think, I'd just stopped thinking, because I had to depend on them, like for the way my reality was. I mean, I had to like ask for them, is this okay to eat? I remember going shopping for my own clothes after I'd left. I I mean, it was just a charity shop, right? And I saw nice stuff in there, because my counselor had said to me that the only way I can rediscover myself is, because that was my only desire, just to reconnect with who I was as a 20-year-old before I entered into this relationship. Or, yeah, so that I can live again, because I realized that I had lost a sense of myself. I was the shell of my former self. So I just needed that. So anyway, going back to me being in this charity shop, um, I was just like, I think I saw stuff, and then I was thinking, if I felt like I needed to ask for permission again, you know what gaslighting does to you? Uh, to buy something for me. Okay. When I moved in into this house, I mean, it's a nice house. Um, I remember just sitting on the couch the first 2 weeks, And then I was talking to my daughter that I just had this sense, this feeling that I didn't deserve to be living in this home, in this house. And then I remember saying to my daughter that it feels as if someone is going to come and knock on the door and say, "That's enough. It's time for you to go." So that is why I am so, so grateful for YouTube, because had I not come across these creators, Dr. Ramani, I think you're in Canada. If I'm, yeah, I think you're a Canadian, Dr. Ramani. Dr. Les from, I think his channel is called Surviving Narcissism. He always used to have a dog in his background. One or two dogs. I think two dogs or one dog. And Andrew, Andrew from Nack Daily. Oh my God. Andrew, when I started watching you, if you ever get to watch this video, I was, I mean, you being a man and talking about a woman being narcissistic, I was like, is it even possible? Because I thought it was maybe men, but the things that you said, you opened my eyes. I I remember you saying, if not now, when? And then I thought to myself, yeah, if not now, when? Because uh, since narcissistic abuse is a cycle, I could see that when they when we reached the discard stage, I think they felt like no, maybe they could try and salvage the relationship by love bombing again, and then that would make me so confused as to I thought this was over and maybe he was gonna leave or because I wasn't gonna go anywhere. I mean, I we lived in our own home that we had bought and we could have lived there forever. So I didn't have an intention to leave. So now, um, when when Andrew was saying that if not now, when, and then them trying to confuse me more, I was like, I'm not gonna fall for those tricks. They worked in the past, but not today or not again. Because I could now see them doing whatever, implementing their manipulating tactics, and now they were now turning on to kids and everything that had gone on. I now had a name for it. I now had a name for it. And then the other person that really I am grateful for on YouTube is Mami So True. Um, I don't think I know your name. I just know that your channel is called Mami So True, just like mine is called Elevate Worth with Busi. My name is Busi. Yeah, I think when I started watching your channel, maybe you were like in your early days of having left your narcissistic abusive partner, and I could sense the pain in your voice, and I was like, I felt comforted, but then at the same time, I was like empowered, like, oh my God, if somebody is able to do this to somebody, then why am I feeling sorry for this one that is in front of me or in the same house as me? Yeah, so had I not come across these four channels and had I not spent, it didn't even take me, I think I discovered you around this time of the year. And then by August, I was out of the door with my kids. We left because that was the best decision that I ever made. So YouTube really changed my life. Not only my life, it changed my kids' lives because my daughter was like 16 at the time, and she had never really enjoyed being a teenager, just spending time in a bed, or what can teenagers do, because the home environment wasn't conducive. She had like extreme anxiety, And I remember buying her some I remember getting fidget spinners, and I had to give her one, and she actually made use of it, and I was wondering, oh, really? I didn't know fidget spinners actually help people with anxiety that much. So YouTube, all these creators, I'm so grateful. You set me free. I can now deal with people knowing everything that I know about narcissism. I can now be bold in my decisions because I just know. I mean, it's like I've got I've got something that guides me. Like, okay, so if you're behaving like this, or if this is like this, so if you're like this, it's okay. Um, I am so happy. I am so free in my mind. I just have to give. I just have to give back. I mean, there's no other way to go about this than share, to give another person hope that even if you feel stuck, because I felt like a caged bird, you know. Before I knew about narcissism, I just was wondering, why do I feel trapped? Why do I feel like I'm not safe? Why does somebody say the things that they say to me? Why do they say nobody cares about me? Why do they say they don't care about me? Why? I mean, I had so many whys, and that led me to just want to find a solution. Like, what is causing all this? What is the name for it? So I am so, so grateful. So grateful. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. You've given us a new lease of life. Um, I am here because of your work. Thank you, YouTube, for paying for my therapy, for paying for these counselors, because they took their time to explain. I mean, especially Dr. Ramani, I mean, all of them. They've got different parts that they played, different roles that they played to bring about my understanding of narcissism. And if you saw traffic from the UK from 2022, that was me. That was me. Um, I had taken a break from watching your channels until lately, when I realized I had promised myself that if I come out of this situation, I'm going to raise awareness, I'm going to help other women or men heal, because this does not discriminate. You can be a man facing narcissistic abuse, you can be a woman facing narcissistic abuse. So yeah, I am so, so, so grateful. YouTube, you changed my life, you changed my kids' life. Uh, Even my now 10-year-old actually is so grateful. Is when he says his gratitudes before bed, he's always like saying thank you for the opportunities that he now has because of my move. And yeah, thank you. So grateful. So, so grateful. So thankful. Life is a lot better. Life is fulfilling, because all I wanted was to be able to fulfill my potential, to be able to give back, to be able to be a useful member of society, not to be stuck, not to watch the world go by, not to be a doormat to somebody. So when YouTube actually gave me back my power, and Now I'm free. Oh, the pain is gone. Yes, I am healing because some days I'm like, did I really let somebody do all that to me? Why did I allow somebody to have that much power over me? And then the other thing is, it's helped me put a stop to some things that have been going on. I was like, I'm not going to tolerate that. The days of that happening are gone. So I'm empowered. All because of YouTube. All because of amazing creators. I mean, there's other channels that have spoken about this topic, but these are my main ones. Dr. Ramani, Dr. Les from Surviving Narcissism, Nag Daily, Andrew. I think when I started watching you, Andrew, you used to be in Costa Rica. And then when I watched you recently, you're like from the North Carolina. I'm sure I'm getting that right. And Mami So True, so grateful. I mean, just to know that you were born in Ghana and now you live in America, and for you to have gone through probably the same kind of experience as mine, not having a supportive mother, and now to having found a narcissistic abusive partner that you've left. I was like, that sounds like me. But at the time, I wasn't so sure about my partner because I thought we were dealing with something different. Although after learning about this abusive cycle, I realized, oh no, this is what it is now. So with that said, I would like to be so express my gratitude. Really, express my gratitude. That's all I have to say.